channel. Today I am 30 weeks pregnant. I am 30 weeks. Now with Cooper's pregnancy, my water broke at exactly 39 weeks pregnant. And they say, not always the case, probably not true, I don't know. My midwife said that I might have this baby earlier, especially since I have bigger babies and I'm measuring quite far ahead. I am actually not measuring ahead, but she is. So at 27 weeks and 6 days, she was measuring at 31 weeks. So she was about 3 weeks ahead, according to the ultrasound. And just to let you guys know, if you're first-time moms, ultrasounds are notorious for getting those types of measurements completely they're just so inaccurate. And it's because it's actually human error. When they go to like measure the head, they measure from like the cranial line to the cranial line, and wherever the ultrasound technician is like putting the first spot and then like dragging it over and putting the second spot, you know, a little bit inward, a little bit outward, if they're just not super precise or don't have an accurate photo, you can just really be all over the place. So it's not something to really just like rely on fully, but you can kind of more or less see how big a baby's going to be from an ultrasound. Anyway, sorry about that tangent. I'm getting to the point where she hasn't dropped yet, but she is definitely starting to feel gigantic, and I feel as pregnant as I did at like 37 weeks pregnant with Cooper. And I was totally taken back by this, guys. Your second pregnancy, I guess you just get so much bigger and feel so much more pregnant. I don't know if it's because I was working out a lot during Cooper's pregnancy or I was like working during Cooper's pregnancy, but oh man, this week just like hit me like a ton of bricks, and I've been hurting, and I'm kind of scared because I feel like she might come really early, like scary early, like 35 weeks early. I don't know why I have that feeling. Maybe it's like just like mom jitters. Maybe I'm just feeling kind of antsy, getting a little anxiety. I don't know, but I just have this like weird feeling that I have to start like preparing now for her. So I'm just trying to like, we have everything that's necessary, that's mandatory, so I'm not gonna start preparing just yet, you know, washing everything, getting everything out, ready to go. I think it's just my jitters. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, this week has been a very interesting week. Let's begin. We'll start talking about symptoms and stuff. So she is so far into my rib cage that I'm having the hardest time breathing, and we're not talking like slightly out of breath when I talk. I'm talking like I'm sitting on the couch and I'm like a little nervous because it's just hurting me so badly. Like I'm trying to catch my breath, and I feel my heart start racing because I know I'm not getting enough oxygen. Like that out of breath. At least she was very far up. I think in the past 2 days she has actually dropped a little bit, which has helped me kind of be able to breathe better. But for a little while there, I was in pain when it came to breathing. It was definitely hurting. She's moving a lot more. I think she's still laying on a slight angle because I can feel her little toes and feet on my right side of my belly, and then I can feel kind of other type of movement diagonally across in like my left hip. So I think she's definitely laying across my belly still a little bit. As far as sleeping goes, I've been okay. I was getting super uncomfortable there in the beginning of this week and having a hard time sleeping, but I have gone back to making my room extra cold at nighttime, and that has really been nice and helped me sleep through the night. I'm probably waking up on average, I would say 2 to 3 times a night to go to the bathroom. It's not even like I wake up with like a super full bladder. I have a very strong bladder, as in I've never like peed my pants or anything like that. I have a very like strong pelvic floor. Thank you, CrossFit. I definitely hate trying to fall asleep when I might need to pee. Like I hate it, just like a personal thing. So I I do have to just like wake up and go to the bathroom pretty much every time I wake up in the middle of the night, which is fine. As far as holding Cooper, my 1.5-year-old, and like taking care of him and stuff like that, I've noticed that if I need to bend down or get down on his level, I need to like get down on his level. Like I need to get on my knees and sit down on the ground to like pick up toys and stuff like that. It's very uncomfortable for me to bend over. I'm having a lot of back pain. If I lift my belly up in the front, it's just relieved so much, and I still have not gotten the pregnancy brace, which I don't know why I'm just like holding out on getting it. Probably because it's $30 and it's like I can spend that money on something else. I don't know. If it doesn't work, then I'm stuck with like this $30 like pregnancy. I just need to get it. I need to just stop being silly about it. I am definitely getting a lot of back pain. I'm getting to the point where if people ask me to do things, or they're like, do you want to do this, or do you want to, you know, cook for this, or do you want to meet us down here or whatever, or Dan's like, do you want to come out with us grocery shopping? I'm like, no, I'm just gonna sit here on the couch because I'm really pregnant now and I am not going to overexert myself. So I've definitely gotten into that like hibernation mode where I'm now at that point where I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing anything that I don't want to do, pretty much, which is exactly how you should all be when you're pregnant at 30 weeks, is put yourself first and put your baby first, because you have to carry this baby another 10 weeks and it's going to be uncomfortable and tough. There is no reason that you're like picking people up from the airport or no field trips with like your children. You just do what you need to do to make it through the rest of this pregnancy. If you are getting any backlash from it, just say that Lex says it's okay. I'll support you. As far as my weight, I haven't talked about my weight in a while because I haven't really been stepping on the scale. I'm definitely getting to that point in my pregnancy. I'm sure a lot of you have noticed it, just like in our day-to-day vlogs and maybe even these videos, that like I'm getting rounder. Like my face has definitely gotten a little puffier. My arms are getting a little rounder. My hips are widening. I'm kind of looking a little like stocky. And that's what happened with Cooper's pregnancy, but like to the extreme. Like I was just like a with Cooper's pregnancy. I'm just at that point in the pregnancy where like, you know, what can you do? I'm still fitting into all my pre-pregnancy clothes, which I find hysterical. Like I don't know how that's even possible. Like the pants I have on right now are spandex. I bought when I was like relatively skinny after Cooper's pregnancy, and they're still fitting me nice. Like, so, I mean, I don't know. I'm definitely gaining weight. I'm definitely reached that 20-pound mark, extra 20 pounds on me like a few weeks ago, actually. I'm sure I hit that. But I still feel really good. No swelling whatsoever. No hemorrhoids or anything like that. Like, my only discomfort is the fact that I get heartburn every once in a while and my belly's just so big. Like, I get so big in pregnancy. My body's just like, oh, you're pregnant and you're just gonna harbor a child for 9 months? Here. And my belly just goes boom, and just like bing. As far as cravings go, I have been right back to square one, like right back to the first trimester, where I was just really uncomfortably disgusted by food one day, and then the next day I was a bottomless pit. So I've just been, you know, listening to my body, kind of going back and forth. My sweet cravings have kind of kicked back into gear. I definitely have a sweet tooth, but having smoothies has definitely curbed that for me, which is like not only an amazing thing in my pregnancy, but I think it's gonna be an amazing thing in life in general, because I'm getting bananas, blueberries, strawberries, you know, any type of fruit that I can find that like sounds really good to put into a smoothie. I'm getting oatmeal every time, I'm getting yogurt every time, I'm getting some almond milk, but I'm not eating, you know, ice cream like every day, or donuts. I have eaten donuts and I have eaten ice cream, but it's not to the extent that it is when I was pregnant with Cooper, you know, or was at least. So that is it for my symptoms and my cravings. Now it is time for me to show you my big ol' baby bump. Guys, so my product of the week this week for pregnancy is something that I have been using and haven't even like realized it's something that I should talk about. So normally in life, I do not use baby powder for anything. And I think it's because the whole like talc and like how just powder in general is not good for like your lungs, and you hear all these different studies and opinions on it, and Cooper's never needed me to use baby powder, so I've never actually used it on him, but I did end up buying some before I had him. So I had baby powder sitting around, and the one that I had is by Burts Bees, and it's Burts Bees Baby Bee Dusting Powder. It's talc-free, and it's 100% natural. And it says safe, effective, keeps skin feeling soft, dry, and comfortable, made with naturally absorbent cornstarch. I didn't end up using this with Cooper's pregnancy. I ended up using this postpartum, believe it or not. When I was having trouble losing the baby weight, I just would get like uncomfortably like sticky, I guess you could say. I don't know. This is all gross, but whatever. Pregnancy updates. We're gonna talk about it. Who else is gonna talk about it if I'm not gonna talk about it? So I actually have used this so much this pregnancy, but I only started using it about 24 weeks and on. And when I get out of the shower, I'll like dry under my breasts, and I'll take a little bit of this and I'll just dab a little bit underneath. Yeah, so I will use this, you know, I'll put some like around the sides of my belly or underneath my belly, under my breasts, sometimes like under my pits, like right here, and it really does a great job of just keeping me nice and just like soft and dry and not any like weird things going on. I like straight up have pancake boobs. I joke about it all the time with all my friends. I think they're like kind of fed up of me talking about it, to be honest. I tend to tell them that about them when they're eating pancakes, which might be the actual issue, I'm not sure. This is what it's like being friends with me. Are just really floppy. I don't know where I'm going with this. This is like probably the most awkward pregnancy update. This is just getting really awkward. I should have totally put a disclosure before this pregnancy update. Basically, women try to tell you that your breasts are the exact same after breastfeeding, and that's just not accurate. Basically what I'm trying to say is that breastfeeding is a beautiful thing, and so is pregnancy. And regardless of whether you breastfeed or not, your boobs are never going to be the same afterwards. It's a sacrifice that we give up for our children, just like our tiny waistlines. My breasts used to be here. Now they're off camera. I have a bra on, so there's that. And when you're breastfeeding, sometimes milk kind of goes places it's not supposed to go, and it can cause an issue. Baby powder, try to get the safest one you can. I actually really love this one. It smells really nicely. Like, might be good to have on hand, not necessarily for the baby, but for you during pregnancy and postpartum and breastfeeding. So that is my pregnancy product of the week. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm so sorry that I told you all about my pancakey boobies. Also, shout out to all my family members who have made it this far in the video and are probably like red in the face embarrassed because of me talking about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video as always, and I will see you at 31 weeks. Bye!
You set my world on fire. You set my